The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups.
Good evening, I'm Eric Hackley, and this is HackonomicsTV. I'm back after a 2-year absence from a 30-year run of producing and hosting live call-in talk shows on Fort Wayne, Indiana, public access television. The reason you haven't been seeing me or hearing from me is I was kicked out of studios and kicked off the air. I went searching for answers, and I stumbled upon the writings and video commentaries of Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. After reviewing them, I feel more enlightened about the motivations of some people. I feel the show is more diversified, because now, in addition to watching the videos on YouTube, you can read about these same people by going to frostillustrated.com, and I'm more focused on the needs and concerns of Fort Wayne Black people. This next episode features two outspoken Fort Wayne gentlemen. One is a former Fort Wayne school board member, and the other is a Hebrew Israelite. This show it's going to have some kind of strong edges here, so I want to warn you in advance. So at this time, I would like to present Mr. Kevin Brown and Elder Yonah. Before Kevin leaves, yeah. Kevin, grab the microphone. Give me a last comment here. Something that you didn't say, but that you want to say before you get out of here. Then we'll let you get out here and get on back to work.
Well,
about this black community here.
You know, I moved here in '59. Been around, seen a lot of things, seen a lot of changes. You know, in most cases, people think change is good. Positive change is good. Change is inevitable. Everything changes. We have to change our mindset of what it is that we want to accomplish as a community, as a minority community in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Leaders, if I had to pick one leader in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I'd be biased in who I would present as a true leader.
But why do we need one leader? Why isn't more emphasis placed on individuals doing their part instead of sitting back as spectators like at a football game?
No one wants to be the Lewis and Clark in that respect because of the barrage of negative attention that would come. You know, the white medium in this community would go back and dig up what it could negative about something that someone who was trying to be positive and bring about a positive change. Just remember, you know, when I was on the school board, they went and dug up that I threw a chicken bone at my ex-wife.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's the environment that we coexist in.
So therefore, people have been conditioned to do nothing and maintain the status quo for fear of the repercussions.
True, correct.
Well, Kevin, I know you got to leave here, so I think that we know in your case to not be eating chicken around you.
Be kind, Eric.
Thank you.
Guys come up to me at work and he's just laughing. Okay, now mind you, the chicken bone was 15 years ago, but they went and dug this crazy stuff up, and it was 2 white officers, you know, that arrested me and on the report, assault with a chicken bone. Okay, but the guy at work came up and said, "You wouldn't believe this." And I said, "What?" He said, "I'm sitting at home and there's a guy down in Florida got arrested for throwing a donut at his wife." He said, "And I just thought of you, a chicken bone and a donut."
anything to get you.
Oh, man.
This is the way that they are.
Yeah. And if they can't, they'll change the law so that they can.
Right, and that's unfortunate. You know, it's so unfortunate and everything because they are using everything right now, like all these killings, and I'm going to have to step outside of Fort Wayne and look at all the other stuff that's going on, the shootings, the bombings, and everything. Now, they want to always have somebody that they can go pin this stuff on.
No, you go ahead. You're all right.
Okay, I'm out of here.
All right.
And I enjoyed it.
We'll see you
Yeah.
again. Hopefully.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
as soon
have a
as he
good one.
coordinates it.
Yeah.
All righty.
No, but when you start looking at all of those things right there, they're saying right now, for instance, the guy is in Boston and everything. The guy who is walking away from that looks too much like a typical plant. You watch some of these programs on TV like 24 and stuff like that, and you watch the way that they do things. You watch how everything around that whole series on 24 deals with government fighting government, fighting itself. One end of the government fighting within the other end of the government. And the whole concept of it is false flags, this president setting up this to cause this so that he can do this later on down the road to bring this about. All these false flags. And I believe, and this is my opinion, because of the way that was set, it's government oriented. It wasn't set to hurt anybody. Yeah, what they call negligent, what's the word I'm looking for? When you have to have a few casualties and stuff like that to make it look real and everything. You have to have a little bit of blood in order
Collateral
to
damage.
collateral damage, right. You have to have that little bit of collateral damage and everything in order for things to look authentic and to go. That's the reason why the other two bombs did not go off. They did not want them to go off. They wanted them to be found so that they could act like they're tracing it back to a particular individual whom they've already set up to take the fall. But there's something else behind that. There's a lot more going on in this situation than that. That's the reason why they couldn't find who they were looking for the simple reason that how can you find yourself? When you know you're going to do it, you're going to go around looking at yourself and say, hey, I did it. You're going to tell everybody else I did it. No, you're not. You're going to be the one to turn around and say, well, we got somebody. And they've proven time and time again, this is how they work. So did they really do that? All right, take it back here to Fort Wayne. When you look at some of the things that are going on here in Fort Wayne, the killings and everything, and how they're setting them up, who's actually pushing this killing stuff around here? Who's pushing these kids to kill and everything? Where are they getting the guns from? Who's providing all of this?
But you don't think that these kids are acting as misdirected individuals?
Not all of them, no. I don't. I sure don't. For the simple reason that where they get the guns from in the first place.
I mean, you can go buy a gun on the street from what I
Where
understand.
they getting them from in the first place?
I mean, they're being brought in here. Well, Indiana provides more guns. I think I read something about Chicago. They get, in Illinois, I mean, they get most of their guns from Indiana.
Yeah, well, you're right. They can go to a manufacturer and buy them. But at the rate that this is going on, if there is gang violence of that much nature going on here in the city, then how come they haven't done something about it yet? Why is it that it's always a bunch of black males that do the small shooting and always a bunch of Gentile males who are doing all the mass killings?